You know, when you walk into a conversation and you may be doing a bit of networking, or you go into a party where you don't know anyone, or you come across someone in the street and it's a bit awkward, ever wonder how it would be really cool if you could just easily strike up conversation with people and find things in common? Most of the time when you invest in something, you'll be lucky to get a nice return, and that's that. But with this investment category that we're going to talk about today, it can sometimes feel like your career has literally had a rocket ship attached to it. I'm talking about venture capital investing. Let's dive in. Hey guys, my name is Ibrahim Khan and I'm the co-founder of IFG, and today I'll be talking to you about our investment arm, Curate Capital. We're a VC fund based in the UK. We've invested in over 50 different companies amounting to over £10 million, and we've been very lucky to have co-invested with some of the best names in the business, people like the co-founders of Airbnb, Twitter, Red Bull, and various others like that. In my past life, I used to be a corporate lawyer until I realized the error of my ways, and now today I invest in venture capital, which is a really, really fun place to be. You know, when you walk into a conversation and you may be doing a bit of networking, or you go into a party where you don't know anyone, or you come across someone in the street and it's a bit awkward, ever wonder how it would be really cool if you could just easily strike up conversation with people and find things in common? Well, venture capital investing allows you to do that, because you see, these days with a portfolio of over 50 different companies that ranges from travel to medicine to fintech to customer related stuff to SaaS, subscription business models, to climate change, all sorts of different areas, I usually have some kind of interesting link or anecdote or insight that I can provide to the people that I'm talking to that previously I wouldn't been able to do that. And also, even if I haven't invested in the company, because as a venture fund, you are talking to dozens and dozens of founders every single month. These are people that are thinking about where the world is going and what kind of problems, the big problems that the world faces are, and how to solve them. What a cool place that is to be, where you can just sit and absorb education from the most ambitious and brightest people in the world. And then, of course, that's going to have an impact on how you converse with people, because ideas are the fuel to a successful and really fruitful conversation. And in venture, you are literally being doused by different ideas. The other way that you want to get ahead in your career is by increasing your social capital. And the currency of social capital is adding value to other people. And so when you're talking to people or portfolio companies or founders or investors, whoever it may be, if you can make interconnections between them, that helps them unlock something in their career, that helps them perhaps make a profitable investment, or perhaps unlocks whatever it might be, problems that they're trying to solve, that is a value add. And the more value that you can add without expecting anything in return, then the more social capital that you end up accumulating. And of course, the more social capital you end up accumulating, the more successful your career generally will be. And how does venture capital help with this? Well, with venture capital, if you've got a dozen or so portfolio companies, you can always think about how are those portfolio companies going to be best helped by what I do. It might be that you introduce them to an investor, or it might be that if a company is working in fintech and it really wants to talk to a large bank, and as part of your conversations you come across one of the managers at a large bank, you can introduce them to that company. And the manager is happy because you say to them that, look, I've got this company that provides some great technology, which is exactly the kind of thing that you need to be able to resolve the problems that you've just told me about. Let me make that introduction. So now the fintech is happy and they feel like they've got value add from you as an investor, and your friend, the manager, is happy as well because they feel like you have introduced them to something that they really have benefited from. Multiply that across many, many conversations, and it becomes very clear why venture capital fund managers are often the best networked people in the world. The other benefit that you get with venture capital is it naturally moves you towards thinking about the bleeding edge of technology and where the world is going. And you may be working in law or investment banking or whichever profession it is that you work in. And the future of those industries and those sectors is going to be inextricably linked with where technology fits in and where it's going to take those industries. And so if you are a VC investor, you are automatically going to be exposed to a lot of the big trends in your own industry. And that means that you are going to be best placed when the managing director or CEO of your company says, look, we want to do this initiative that's related to technology and related to the future. You are going to be so much better placed to have interesting insights and actually win those kind of jobs. That makes you stand out in your entire company, and suddenly before you know it, you are really advancing in your career because of the specific subspecialism or expertise that you've developed related to tech and venture. Finally, another benefit that you get with venture investing is you get to invest with loads of really cool people. We have been very lucky, as I mentioned at the top of this video, to have co-invested with some of the leading entrepreneurs from across the world. But it's not just some of the big leading entrepreneurs that are the cool people that you meet. You also meet some really successful, affluent, but perhaps not well-known people as well that have been successful in all walks of life when it comes to academia or research, entrepreneurship, high finance, all sorts of areas. And you build those connections, and you want to try and invest in venture capital through communities and syndicates that allow you to meet other people. One of those is, of course, Curate Capital, where we have a really active Telegram group and we have regular events and socials where we want the community to talk to each other and add value to each other, because that's what venture capital is all about. So there you have it, folks. Venture capital investing is not just for the money. It can also have a really positive impact on your career and your network and your social standing as a whole if done right. Until next time, ciao.